Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Welcome so much to this video, and thank you to everyone for all the well wishes I received after my last video. My voice is back and I'm ready to give some more messages of what's been coming in over the last week. Really curious to hear how your experiences are now. There's so much energy moving and there's so much happening internally, really a lot shifting, and things can take a 180 turn in a matter of no time, because we're really experiencing, even in this physical dimension, a gradually higher frequency, and so the time is experienced in a very different way than what we have been previously. So things can shift very, very rapidly if you look at it with the eyes and the perspective of the time that has been needed for things to shift or change previously in our lives. There's also a lot happening externally. A lot of the same dynamics and the same energies are happening internally and externally, as it normally is, because everything within is being mirrored without, and all the changes is coming and will be coming when we look at the external and the collective and everything that is happening in the world. All of that is shifting, and all of it will shift because of a deeper alignment within, with our own energies within, and how we then from that point align with everything around us and with the people in our lives, and with our intentions, that we are in the integrity, that we meet the world from a more authentic place, from a more heart-centered place, more aligned with ourselves, more in a true expression of the consciousness that we hold in our bodies and that we are moving around in. Also with a deeper respect of our physical bodies, a deeper respect of the earth and everything that it holds, because our bodies, as we know, are a part of the earth. And it holds a lot of technology that is being, like I said, is coming online gradually. And we will see in the coming years that the body are capable of doing a lot of things that we previously thought it couldn't, or we were just not aware of the potential or the possibility. And so a lot is shifting on so many levels and layers now. And I would say one of the main things that has been coming in, and that is very prevalent now, is the divine feminine rising. And when I talk about the feminine and the masculine energies, I'm talking about the energy, not the male or female incarnation gender. As you know, I've been mentioning this before, because everyone, all people, have both masculine and feminine energy within. Now, of course, the typical male incarnate and the female incarnate is holding or expressing typically more of one than the other, but we all have both energies within. And what is happening now? So in my last video, I talked about all these energies from the earth that is rising, that everything is coming up now. There's no holding back. There's no, so we are prepared, right? So we can hold this energy. We are ready for everything that this energy holds, and it's coming up and it's moving through our bodies. And as it's moving through our bodies, it's clearing our vessels. So a lot of purging on all levels. That can be thought patterns from the mental body, it can be emotions, and it can be physical purging. All of this is being stirred up and is normal, or is a logical way of responding to these energies, because there's so much being cleared out of our bodies, all of our bodies. Also in dream state we can be purging. If you're experiencing a lot of purging in your waking state and in a physical way, you can also ask to have more purging in dream state. For example, just as a just to put it out there, because the thing is to not be a victim of however the process is unfolding in our bodies and in our experience, but be empowered in whatever is happening. And it's not always comfortable, clearly, but how do we meet it? How do we deal with it? Are we a victim of it, or do we see it as something clearing? Do we see it as a part of the evolution and the development that we are in? Are we aware of what is actually happening, or opening, at least if we don't maybe understand it? The mental understanding of it is often the last thing falling into place. But can we stay open for the process and stay aware of how we're moving through it, and of how we're meeting our bodies and our needs on the way, and staying hydrated in all these processes? Very, very important. Listen to your body and what you need. Now, when it comes to the masculine and feminine energies, the feminine energy, or the, how can I explain this? It's such beautiful pictures, or visuals they're giving me of this. I've been looking at it several times this week, and it's absolutely beautiful, even though it can look a bit chaotic while it's happening. So as the consciousness of the earth is rising and it's moving through our bodies, the feminine, and we've been talking about this for a while, right? That the feminine is getting more empowered, the feminine is finding her voice again, the feminine is rising. So this has been a gradual process over time. Now it's much stronger than ever for a lot more people, and we all have cycles, right, within a bigger cycle for humanity. And so some people might just start to experience this now. Some people are just sort of coming to the same point in the spiral that they're moving through their lives in, and it's a new layer or a deeper rising or empowerment that is happening. So as this is happening, this feminine rising, and if you look, just to make it very easy, so if we look within one body, and there's a masculine and there's a feminine energy, the feminine energy is rising, and this is happening both within what we see as male incarnate and a female incarnate. When this is happening, so many feminines are experiencing more empowerment, more feeling more solid in their bodies, in their perspectives, in their more grounded is maybe a better word to use. More grounded, more empowered, stronger. Because as this feminine is rising, the masculine energy needs to align with it. So the feminine is now so strong, or so empowered, so authentic, so aligned with it's the divine feminine energy. So as the masculine energy that is besides, if this is distorted, it has to align, because the feminine energy won't take, to make it a very human a picture and human words, it's like the feminine won't take any crap anymore, and so the masculine needs to align. And I'm still talking about the energies within one body, right? So as this feminine is so strong, and she's not moving out of her own alignment anymore to accommodate or to play with any distorted masculine energy. This distorted, whatever is left of any distortions in this masculine energy, distorted ways of using power, distorted control, all of these things that are not the divine, beautiful masculine energy, it needs to clear out. And this is a lot of the purging happening now. It's the distorted masculine being purged out. because the masculine needs to align with the feminine so they together can merge, they together can rise, and they can create something new. This is what's happening within and also externally at the moment. So if you look within, just to try to make it clear, if you look within a masculine incarnate, you will also have both a feminine and a masculine energy. And within what we see as a man, this feminine is also rising within him, his own feminine energy, and his own distorted masculine will be very, very challenged and needs to realign. So this is not only, it's very important to understand that I'm not talking about this only happening in a romantic relationship type of setting. This is happening within each and every person. And then also, of course, in relations, there is an alignment, realignment with the feminine and masculine. And this is also happening on a bigger scale in the collective and how we see things are playing out in the world and in the alignment for the human collective consciousness. They start showing me things. Let me just tune in. Yes, so they're saying that what is happening is the feminine, it's the divine feminine rising, and she's been like aligning, and it's been a process, and now it's really powerful. Like there's no, it's there, it's happening, there's no more insecurity is not the right word, but it's more, it's grounded, it's steady, it's empowered. And this masculine energy, what is coming forth, what is emerging, what is coming out of this is the really amazingly beautiful divine masculine energy. And for that to emerge, all the distorted masculine has to go. It has to be purged. It has to be changed. It has to be let go of. Now this is happening, as I took the example of a masculine incarnate. If we look at a feminine incarnate, it's the same. So within a feminine incarnate, as an example, there can have been a distorted masculine energy where she is trying to control herself, for example, using her masculine energy in a distorted way because it's a learned pattern. Now, these types of patterns that has to do with the distorted masculine energy within each and every one, both men and women, all types of expressions of these energies. Now, this is what is happening. The distortion needs to move away. The distortion, there's no more room for the distortion. It's no longer aligned. So we have this new grid. We have the new energies emerging. We have all the energy coming in from the universe. We have all this really powerful energy coming up from the earth, moving through our bodies. And there's no more room for misalignment, for distortions. And so this is now really clearing. And it's not stopping until it's cleared, okay? So that's why it also is looking very challenging in the collective, because all the distorted ways of using power, of using control, all of this is clearing. And if there's resistance to this, it can be loud. And we all know this from whether it's small or bigger things in our own lives. When there's something we don't want to let go of, if there's something we feel resistance to, it can be a bit loud. and it can be challenging while we're letting go of it, if we don't really want to, or we don't see why, or we have that resistance. This is what is happening. And that will be until the pure divine masculine starts to emerge, as more and more of this is being cleared. What I said, and what looks so beautiful, is that when these energies are aligning, so when the divine masculine is rising, meeting the divine feminine, and again, I'm talking within one person, I'm talking in relationships, and I'm talking for the human collective as a whole, the human collective consciousness. So all these layers, right? So when the divine masculine is meeting, rising with the divine feminine, that's where the new earth emerges. Because that's the creation that happens from these energies. That's why the patterns playing out right now are like they are in our personal lives, in our relations, and in the collective. So see where this might apply in your life. And again, as always, this is the information I receive. This is what I see energetically. Use it for what it's helpful for in your life. Never try to make your life fit into any channeled information. But this can hopefully be helpful to understand the dynamics and the energetics of what is happening. Now, talking about empowerment and coming into our own power, and also what is happening. I've been taken to Australia again several times this week, and I've been taken under the land as I have been before. And there's a lot of energy emerging, and it's a very, very powerful and empowered type of energy. So when I feel into that energy, it's how can I describe it? It's just immensely powerful. It's so solid, it's so empowered, not in a reaction like any distorted type of, like, it's not that type of energy at all, but it's just this really solid, grounded, steady, empowered energy that is rising. And so this is coming up from channels underneath the earth. So this is the energy that is held. Be mindful, and this of course goes for anywhere in the world you might find yourself, but I've been told this now specifically in regards to Australia. Be very aware of distractions to lead people away from consciously receiving these empowering energies. Because if something can happen or be done or lead people away from consciously, because we have to consciously work with the energies and to embody it and let it do its way with our energy and with our consciousness. Of course, distracting or leading people away from consciously receiving these energies, empowering themselves, and changing the interhuman connection on an energetic level. That's the only way to try to control what is happening. And so just be mindful of that. Again, not in a way of against something or being in a victim state, because that's the exact opposite, right? So that's the other sort of side with this message. Don't take it as in oh, I'm a victim, I have to fight something outside of me. Use it as an awareness to know that there might be potential distractions. Do I want to go into that distraction, or do I want now to know and remember that that distraction is only something outside of me that I can use to remember to come into myself, to come back to myself, and know that there's a lot of energies moving that is accessible for me at this moment to actually feel more empowered within me. And from that empowered state, from that aligned state within you, you can meet anything. Okay? So just be aware of that. And remember, really remember, they keep saying it now, there are no victims. Bring back your power, come back to your power. Yes. Okay, let me tune in. Yeah, and they're also asking me to mention heightened sensitivity. So a lot of people are experiencing and will be experiencing more and more heightened sensitivities in their bodies. This is totally normal. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It's the way humanity is moving. And many people watching this video have probably felt more sensitive than the general population throughout their lives. Many people are maybe suddenly starting to feel sensitive to whether that's foods, or it's smell, or it's noise, or energies, emotions of people, the collective field, anything. And it can be confusing in the beginning if it's new to you. But know that it's something that is happening with everyone gradually, because we are rising in frequency, and so we start sensing more, because we have been very little sensitive as humanity, or a human species, for a long time. And we are not meant to be like that. We are meant to be sensitive. We are energetic beings, and we are meant to have the awareness of it, and this is what we are moving into. And so it's just a process of learning to navigate it. As all of this is aligning and is adapting, it can, of course, be reactions. It can be difficult to navigate. It can be, the body responding differently. So tune into your body always as to what it needs. And remember that things are changing. So something that felt okay a while ago maybe doesn't feel okay right now. Something that didn't work yesterday might work next week. So just take it as a reminder to stay present, and remember that it's nothing wrong if you feel a heightened sensitivity. It's the way we are moving, everyone, really. And the waters moving. So I've been mentioning this before. The oceans will start moving. The water moving on the earth. They have given me more reminders actually today, and they're showing me this now as well, that the water will be important. So connecting in with the element of water, whether in a meditation, whether when you're in the shower, just feeling that consciousness, feeling that energy, start working with the energy of it, and connect with it, start having a relation with it. And also the water. So remember, the body is made up of a whole lot of water, and as this is moving on the earth, the water in our bodies will start moving as well. So that is also a very normal reaction to the energies we are in. Now remember, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not telling that any issue with water in the body has to do with that. Just to make that very clear. But know that this can be something that is happening as a response to the energies, and cultivate a relationship with your body, so your body and you can have a communication on what is going on. Just stay open and invite your body to communicate with you, and to be more empowered in anything that is emerging or happening with the body. Again, it's all about coming out of that victim consciousness and moving into a more empowered state, and really embracing that we are in a physical body, we are on the earth, we are higher consciousness, we are all that light, and we are embodying everything in this body. We're moving through a huge, massive shift in consciousness for the whole human collective. And if we can do this from an empowered state, coming back to the heart and start creating, start aligning this divine feminine with the divine masculine, sorry, in our own bodies, and start creating, start showing up more and more as we, in every situation, as the authentic, true person that we are and we know ourselves to be. And we take those courageous steps and we clear whatever is coming up, and we let our bodies have what it needs, and to have the space and the love to actually transform, to have that alchemy happening. All the alchemy is happening in the heart. So the heart is creating this space of acceptance, of love, and that's where energies can transform. That's where everything can shift and change, and we can create something new. Let me just tune in to see if there's something more. They're saying, remember your joy and remember to flow. So not being too rigid about things, not having too specific expectations as to how to move through something, as to how something will eventually look, but stay open and flow with whatever is presenting in any moment. And whenever you can, move yourself into joy. Because when we're in joy, when we're in that frequency, when we're feeling that in our bodies, when we are just bubbling with that joy, whether we connect to the feeling in a meditation, to draw it in and to make it, just to give a bath to the body in that emotion, in that feeling, or whether it is that we are actually doing something that we are creating, or whatever it is that is sparking that joy in you. Being in that energy helps to create all of this new. It helps to hold that frequency, so that what is not of that frequency will actually fall away. And it may be loud on its way out, but it is on its way out, and that's what's important. So if we remember that everything that is loud to just move away, we can just let it be loud and move away without being distracted and try to hold on to it or attach to it or grab onto it. But we can let it float out, and we can continue flowing into our own alignment. And so will humanity. I hope this is helpful for you guys. Thank you to everyone sharing the videos. That's very, very helpful. And thank you for every comments and likes. Truly appreciated. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.